My name's Ben, and I'm going to talk to you about my experience with Aniridia and me growing up with it and what I am saying down right now. So just as an introduction, I'm 17, and the black-looking dog thing that I've got with me is my guide dog Len. I don't know why he's not sat down. It's usually, or lying down, it's usually his favourite position. And the eye conditions that I have are Aniridia, glaucoma and nystagmus. I also suffer quite badly from photophobia as well, which as previously explained is makes me very sensitive to light, etc. Currently, at the moment, I tend to run because of the blind in Hereford, and that's where I live, but I originally come from Manchester. There I study radio production, media studies, ICT and Braille. I study media studies at an A level, and the rest are all BTEC level 3 courses. And I'll talk more in depth about that in a minute. So, the starting point for me, when I was younger, I was born with Aniridia and all my related conditions. But it didn't really affect me until I was a bit older. So I was born with Aniridia, which did affect me in the photophobic sense, and did mean I had a slight visual impairment, but nothing that affected me from day-to-day life. So it wasn't that major, and I could kind of get on with everything. But when I had pretty normal life up to that point, to be honest. So later on, when I was about 14, I kind of noticed that my sight had got a bit worse. Although I didn't want to accept it at first. It was a major change for me. But the thing about it is that my sight had started to deteriorate gradually, and that was due to my glaucoma, which the pressures in my eyes started to fluctuate, which caused damage to the back of my eyes, which meant my sight was gradually getting worse. And I had laser surgery, which was meant to lower the pressure in my eye, which was causing the damage. That worked temporarily, and I was taking lots and lots of drops to try and control it, but in the end it wasn't really working. And the laser treatment to my eye was causing more damage than it was causing good. So eventually I had an artificial tube put in my eye, which drains the fluid, so that controls the glaucoma. So now it's stable, which means my sight hopefully won't get any worse, or shouldn't. So at the moment I can see basic colours, lights, shapes and detail. So it's useful vision, but it's not how much I said it's useful, but my Aniridia still affects me quite a lot as well. So education really. I started off. It's getting bored now. I started off, obviously I went to mainstream primary school and secondary school. As I said earlier, I could see reasonably well, so I had no support needs in primary school or my first 2 years of secondary school. But as my sight deteriorated, I needed to, change the way I worked, and so one of the major things was having to use Braille instead of print, because over the 2 years I had to sit down. I had to use increasingly large font, and it just wasn't very practical, and it was straining my eyes as well. So I had to drop a GCSE French to be able to carry on learning my Braille, and if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have got the qualifications I've got now. And my school were very supportive of me. They helped me to get my statement of special educational needs. That meant I could have the support that I needed, which eventually in the last few years of school meant I had one-to-one support, because that's what I needed. not in every lesson, but in most. And also the teaching system would take me around school as well, which kind of I felt that it excluded me, but it was kind of needed. So, but my friends were very supportive as well, which was the thing that amazed me. And then when I got to the end of year 11, I had to start thinking about where I wanted to go to study, further education. And I looked at lots of local colleges, and they could offer various different things, but not exactly what I wanted to do. And they could offer what I wanted to do. They didn't really think they could support me. So the previous year or so before that, I had heard about RMC, and I'd gone on to have a go weekends. About 2 or 3 I must have been on. I obviously liked the place. But that gave me a chance to have a look around, see what the courses were like, and that was just an overnight stay, and that gave me a chance to see what it was like. But that made me realise specialist education was what I needed instead of mainstream, because I wanted to do some quite specific courses like Braille, which I wouldn't have been able to do in mainstream, or not at the level I do that anyway. And so I do IT, as I said, radio production, which again, for local colleges, they wouldn't have been able to support me because a lot of the courses involve video content, etc. And the staff at RMC are, they're all qualified in teaching people with visual impairment, and they're all, experts in what they do. So that, that itself has really benefited me because it's given me a lot more confidence to do what I want to do. It's made me a lot more independent. I'm hardly at home now, which kind of my mum's glad about, and she's not glad about at the same time, because she's glad that I've got the independence not to be at home, but then she wants to see me every now and again. So so I'll see if I can make it home next week, but we'll see about that. And so I've done things I never thought I would do. Like cooking is something I never thought I'd be able to do, because as I was losing my sight, I lost confidence in everything, and cooking was never something I tried to do again, because I had it all done for me at home, and I was never really included in lessons at school like that, because it was health and safety risk and all this sort of thing. So I now self-cater at college, which means the majority of food I cook myself and things like that. So it's not something I would have ever done before, but it will prepare me for independent living, and I also get lessons in that as well, and various different support. And just we'll talk about Len, because I missed him out earlier, he was getting up and down, but I missed about talking about him. And I got him when I was about 15. So I was one of the youngest Geiger donors in the UK, and the youngest person to be trained, the first young person to be trained in Greater Manchester. And that was under the pilot scheme that Geiger was around for training with younger people. So that I've had Len for nearly 2 years now. He's 3.5 years old, and he's changed my life massively where independence and confidence is concerned. He's made a massive impact, and while I'm at college, I've got the confidence to go home by myself, go everywhere really, get a possibility to become endless, though I probably regret saying that at some point. So what am I going to do in the future? Well, my plans are to go to university, so at the moment I'm getting support for higher education, which involves preparing personal statements and helping with applications and student finance and this sort of thing, and teaching me about what's going to be expected of me. I'm looking to do radio, broadcast and journalism, or just broadcast in general, but those are my 2 areas of interest, which I hope to continue with. And then my career aim is to work in the media industry, so hopefully my career, my university choice will help me achieve that, and I do a lot about that already. I write for various different things. I've written quite a few articles for Insight magazine, which some of you may or may not have read before, but it's a useful resource for I'm now editor of our student magazine at college, which is an online magazine. And I write for that and I coordinate our team. So kind of journalism is a big interest of mine, as well as radio, because we're trying to get hopefully going to get our college radio going a bit more and stuff like that. So that sort of thing has always interested me. Don't ask me why. Even before I lost my sight, it was something that interested me. So it's something that I want to carry on doing, as well as possibly doing more sports like goalball, which is something I'm doing a lot of college now. So that's it from me really. So thank you for listening, and